Welcome to Grace Daily Motivation. In today's video, we'll be exploring one of the most controversial texts in Christian history, the Gospel of Judas. This ancient document has been the subject of much debate and speculation, and many people have questioned its authenticity and its portrayal of Judas, the disciple who famously betrayed Jesus. So sit back, relax, and let's dive in. The discovery. The Gospel of Judas is a text that was discovered in Egypt in the 1970s. It is believed to have been written in the 2nd century by a group of Gnostic Christians who believed in a different interpretation of Christianity than the mainstream church. The text was written in Coptic and is a translation of an earlier Greek text. The betrayer. In the Gospel of Judas, Judas is portrayed in a very different light than in the traditional Bible. Instead of being a villainous figure who betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, Judas is portrayed as a trusted disciple who was chosen by Jesus to carry out a divine plan. According to the text, Jesus tells Judas that he will be praised above all the other disciples for what he is about to do. The importance of Gnostic Christianity. The Gospel of Judas is significant because it gives us a glimpse into the world of Gnostic Christianity. This was a sect of Christianity that was very different from the mainstream church and believed in a secret knowledge that would lead to salvation. Gnostics believed that the material world was evil and that only through a spiritual journey could one reach the true God. The view of Jesus. The Gospel of Judas also provides a unique perspective on Jesus. Instead of being a figure who came to die for the sins of humanity, Jesus is portrayed as a spiritual being who has come to show people the way to the true God. This view of Jesus is very different from the traditional view of him as a sacrificial lamb. The conflict with Orthodox Christianity. The Gospel of Judas has been controversial since its discovery because it conflicts with the traditional teachings of Christianity. The idea that Judas was chosen by Jesus to carry out a divine plan is not accepted by most Christians. Additionally, the text's portrayal of Jesus as a spiritual guide rather than a sacrificial savior goes against the core beliefs of the Christian faith. The significance of the Gospel of Judas. Despite its controversial nature, the Gospel of Judas is an important text because it gives us insight into the diversity of early Christian beliefs. It shows us that there were many different interpretations of Christianity in the first few centuries after Jesus' death, and that the religion was not as unified as we may have thought. The authenticity debate. One of the biggest debates surrounding the Gospel of Judas is its authenticity. Some scholars have questioned whether the text is a forgery, created by a group of people who wanted to promote their own brand of Christianity. However, most experts agree that the text is genuine and was likely written by a group of Gnostic Christians in the 2nd century. The translation process. Translating the Gospel of Judas from Coptic to English was a difficult process. The text was in poor condition when it was discovered, and it took many years of work to restore it. Additionally, the text was written in a very different style than the traditional Bible, which made it even more challenging to translate. The symbolism. The Gospel of Judas is full of symbolic imagery that has been interpreted in many different ways. For example, the number 12, which represents the 12 disciples of Jesus, is a prominent symbol throughout the text. In the Gospel of Judas, Jesus reveals secret knowledge to Judas that the other disciples are not aware of. This has been interpreted by some scholars as a representation of the hidden knowledge that the Gnostics believed in. The role of Mary Magdalene. Another interesting aspect of the Gospel of Judas is the role of Mary Magdalene. In the text, Mary Magdalene is portrayed as a spiritual equal to Jesus and is one of the few people who understands his true nature. This portrayal of Mary Magdalene as an important figure in early Christianity is very different from the traditional view of her as a prostitute. The relationship between Judas and Jesus. The relationship between Judas and Jesus in the Gospel of Judas is complex and has been interpreted in many different ways. Some scholars argue that Judas is a hero figure in the text because he is willing to do what needs to be done to fulfill the divine plan. Others believe that Judas is still a betrayer, but that his actions were necessary for Jesus to complete his mission. The aftermath of the discovery. The discovery of the Gospel of Judas caused a stir in the academic world and in Christian communities around the world. Many people were skeptical of the text and believed that it was a forgery. However, as more research was done on the text, it became clear that it was a genuine ancient document. The impact on Christianity. The Gospel of Judas has had a significant impact on the way that some people view Christianity. It has challenged the traditional view of Judas as a villainous figure and has opened up new discussions about the diversity of early Christian beliefs. Some people see the text as evidence that Christianity is not as unified as they thought, while others see it as a valuable addition to the Christian canon. The relevance today. The Gospel of Judas continues to be a relevant and important text today, even though it was written over 1,800 years ago. It challenges us to question our assumptions about Christianity and to consider the diversity of beliefs that have existed throughout the history of the religion. The legacy of the Gospel of Judas. The legacy of the Gospel of Judas is still unfolding. It has inspired new research and scholarship and has contributed to a greater understanding of early Christianity. It has also challenged us to consider the role of interpretation in shaping our understanding of the past. So, there you have it, the controversial truth behind the Gospel of Judas. This ancient text has challenged our assumptions about Christianity and has opened up new avenues of exploration for scholars and believers alike. While its authenticity and interpretation will continue to be debated, there is no denying that the Gospel of Judas is an important part of the history of Christianity and a valuable addition to our understanding of the religion. Thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe for more content like this. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. See you next time.